Since last year, I've realized that I want to grow from being a do-it-all type of videographer into director and cinematographer for commercial brands, especially in the fashion and lifestyle space. So I set out to create a stylish, aesthetic fashion spec ad for my portfolio. I believe a lot of creatives take this route, producing their own spec ads to show what they're capable of and to push their creative vision and skills forward. But when you're working on a passion project with limited budget and resources, it's crucial for the director to plan every detail in advance. That way you have a clear vision of final look and the mood of the video, and you don't waste anyone's time on the set. For me, lighting was one of the most important elements for this shoot, both in pre-production and on the shooting day. To achieve the look I was going for, I used a range of Nanlite fixtures along with the key modifiers to create a clean, stylish campaign feel. My name is Bandi. I'm a videographer and editor based in Germany. And in this video, I'll walk you through how I approached the pre-production process and exactly how I lit this scene to achieve the final result. So you can see what goes into crafting a spec ad like this from scratch. Let's start with the pre-production process. What you see here is Milano's website that I use for planning and documenting everything during the pre-production. So the very first step was deciding on the brand, product, and overall visual concept I wanted to create. Because, this is spec ad and I don't have any client or product or any existing marketing or visual direction to follow. So that's the first thing you need to do. With the tight budget, I focused on big but accessible brands like H&M, Mango, and CNA. For the visual direction, I aimed for a slightly elevated, refined, modern mood, and I carefully selected outfits, accessories, and hairstyles that fits that vibe. Then put together the mood board like this. This mood board helped me clearly communicate the vision to the model and the makeup artist as well. Next, I gathered the visual references. I just watched countless fashion ads and editorials on Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest everywhere. And then I picked out a few key references and broke them down and asked myself, what exactly do I like about this? Is it a lighting, the music, or editing rhythm? From there, I pieced those elements together to form my own direction in my head. Once I had the visual concept, I focused on planning the lighting. I based my lighting plan on 2 reference images here. As you see, I try my best to analyze how the light was shaped in each. Well, you can't simply copy and paste on your set because every set environment is different. But having this reference or lighting plan is a huge help. It means that on the set, I only needed to make a few tweaks based on this rather than starting from the scratch. For lighting gear, I used Nanlite fixtures and modifiers exclusively, which were crucial not only for achieving the look I wanted, but also for creating an easy to control lighting setup that I could just adjust right from my phone. I'll break down the lighting in more detail soon. Then you need a shot list. For fashion editorial video like this, I don't think you need like a super detailed storyboard like you would for example, narrative films. Instead, I planned a few key shots and made sure to cover wide, medium, and close-up for each outfit on the set. And I also wanted to open to spontaneous ideas from the model and the crew on the set. Now about the music. I decided on music direction early in this process because music plays a huge role in imagining the final edit and shaping the energy on set. For this project, I aimed for a calm, mysterious tone. I put together a playlist and played it during the shoot so everyone could align with the same vibe. Imagine if I had gone with EDM or hip-hop instead. The model's mood and movement would have changed it completely, I think. Now let's go to the set with me and I'll walk you through how I set up the lighting. I didn't want to take up too much of everyone's time, so I arrived early before everyone else to set up the lighting. I tested everything from lighting direction, brightness level, and color temperature, and checked how it looked on the camera, and also tested on DaVinci Resolve to see how it would appear after the grading. So before the shoot, I already knew what image I would be getting in terms of lighting. From my research, fashion editorials tend to be flexible with harsh lightings. Not just direct harsh light though, but more directional with touch of softness, I would say. To achieve this, I used the Nanlite FS-300 with Frennel lens and Bandi doors as a key light. This was perfect for the vibe I wanted. The Bandi door helps control the light even more, preventing it from spilling onto the background and keeping the illumination intentional. This light was fixed white balance at 5500K, so I set my camera's white balance to 5500K as well to capture the most natural skin tones. I used the Nanlite FC-120B with the spotlight attachment to cast a narrow focused beam onto the background. This helped transform a plain white backdrop into something more visually interesting and adding a stylish edge to the image. Although it's a bicolor light, I set the white balance to 5500K as well because I wanted this beam of light to remain pure white, not blue. And to get a long rectangular shape, I just used the 4 shape thingy in the spotlight and positioned it very close to the backdrop from the one side. In my opinion, spotlight attachment is incredibly useful for creating stylized looks like this. You can also put a gobo that has different shapes, but it's important to be careful with those overly complicated gobos because the main focus should be always the product, not be distracted by something too much. Oh, as a side note, this specific spotlight model was so heavy, like 70 kilogram? But I didn't have much choice since it was from the rental studio. But yeah, this thing was heavy. I think Nanlite has a lighter version of this Bowens mount spotlight attachment, so I would recommend that instead, not this model. To slightly brighten the background and add some color contrast, I placed 2 power tubes on either side of the backdrop, pointing toward it. Initially, I considered using hue mode for blue tone, but it felt too stylized for my taste, so instead I set them to 6500K, which created a bit of cool contrast against the warmer key light on the model. Now for the key light, I usually adjust based on how the light falls on the model. Sometimes you want to have like bounce light, or sometimes soft LED fill, or sometimes negative fill. This time I went with a soft LED fill using the Nanlite Forza 60 and a small softbox at very low brightness level to gently lift the shadow. Using bounce light off the wall would have brightened the whole set, which would then require additional flag to control it. So in the end, using the Forza 60 with a small softbox was the easiest and quickest way to control the fill light. One of the great advantages of using light all from the same brand like this is that you can control everything through a single app. Adjusting brightness, white balance, hue, and everything becomes super easy even when you're setting up all the light by yourself. What makes the Nanlite app even better is that once you have dialed in the perfect setting for each light, you can save the entire setup as a preset and instantly record in any time. Honestly, that's amazing and saves you a lot of time and hassle on the set. So this is a process. And this is the final look. So That's how I handle pre-production and lighting for this fashion spec ad. If you want to see more videos on lighting and video production tips, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back with more useful and practical content. See you in the next video. Bye!